Hello and welcome back to this new episode of Since No One Asked. It's been half a year since the last episode. I've been quite busy, and actually because I had the X-T3 and I've been working on it quite a lot. It's a camera that delivers everything you can expect from it, but I haven't had the time to do a real-world review for you, so that's what I'm doing now. And for those of you who are wondering, is that the Christmas tree behind me? Yes, it is. And why? Because Taiwan. Yeah. Many people have been saying that this is not a good camera for vlogging, and as a matter of fact, they are kind of right. It's not so good for vlogging because it doesn't have a flip screen. But I would say if you want to look at the positive side, because it doesn't have a flip screen, then I can only look at the lens. Because what happens is sometimes with this like this a little screen protruding on the side, I tend to like check at the screen like all the time, like is the frame good, is like do I look good or whatever. And because there's no such thing, then I have only one place to look, and that is into the lens. And actually I see that as a plus. There's basically like buttons and knobs for everything you need like on the go, like ISO, and the iris is a ring on the lens, so everything is there. And even if you want to make some more like changes like resolution or frame rate, it's just a one click into the menu, and if you're already into the movie settings, you will find it pretty easily. Of course, the X-T3 is a like small mirrorless camera. There's not going to be an internal ND filter, and that is something to keep in mind. You need an ND filter on your lens, which I do not have right now, and it means I'm at the minimum ISO of 160, and I'm at f22, and still this. I mean, based on what I saw, I'm like barely okay, like just okay with exposure, but that is something you have to keep in mind. The tilting screen is like very, I don't know, like it doesn't move smoothly, and that is a problem. I understand the choice and not having like flipping, and that's fine. But even the tilting is not smooth, and that is not fine at all. I like to go up or go down and shoot at the same time, and still be able to follow my framing by moving, by tilting slowly the screen, and with this one it's completely impossible. I like to make small clips, like 10-20 seconds clips, so when I'm editing I don't have to go through too long a clip to find the piece that I want. But when you are doing this like small clips policy, like I'm making a 20 seconds clip, I stop recording and I want to record, like let's say I shoot the dancers, they start something new, I want to record right away, but I can't because the cut is actually writing, so I have to wait maybe 5, 6, 7 seconds, which actually is not long, but very long at the same time when something is happening. Another few points about the X-T3. There is a little histogram. It's not very good, it's not very usable, but it's there, so you know, why not? Most importantly, in terms of exposure, I rely a lot on the Zebra. The Zebra is a total lifesaver, and that is something that my Canon did not have. Another thing is the autofocus. Overall, it's pretty good. I've never had any bad surprises with it. Though the sequence that I'm shooting now, I don't know why, but it seems to be like hunting a lot. So is it because of the contrast? I don't know, but it is something that as I'm shooting this, I just discovered that this hunting is not okay. On the other side, what is very okay is you can use the autofocus in slow motion. So in 60p and in 120p, the autofocus still works. So that is good. But the fact that it's hunting right now is driving me crazy. Just a few last words about the screen reflection. It's usable in exterior in daylight. Of course, it's not as good as some dedicated external screen, like additional screen, but for an on-camera screen, it's actually very usable, and I welcome that. And also, I want to talk about battery life. I've been shooting this here vlog for the last 90 minutes, and I'm still on the first battery. I'm at the end of the first battery, but still like 90 minutes shooting pretty intensely on one battery. It's actually not so bad. Okay, reviewing cameras is one thing, But because I've been living in Taiwan for about 6 years now, I think it's a chance to also to let you discover this beautiful country. And one thing you should know about Taiwan is there is always food somewhere, everywhere. And right now we are in the Magic Square, which is the food court of Yuanshan Park. And yeah, everything is delicious. Wherever you go, you can find food from all over Asia, some Mexican food, well, like the Taiwanese version of Mexican food, but nevertheless, still good. And another thing I love about Yuanshan Park is today is Sunday. And there is a farmer's market where you can find like fresh produce, traditional delicacies. And right next to it, like literally a few steps away, you can find young people rehearsing their hip-hop moves, because that's also what Yuanshan Park is famous for. So I think it's time for a nice little B-roll. As mentioned earlier, the X-T3 is not, I repeat, is not a vlogging camera. You can vlog with it, but that's not what it's for. With that in mind, the hunting focus that I mentioned before, I think I would not have this problem if I was in a proper shoot. Actually, I've never been confronted to this until today. So my overall impression with the X-T3 is actually very, very good. It's a small camera that I really love, and definitely this one is totally replacing my 80D now. For many reasons, like it has 4K, it has slow motion, it has super slow motion, it has different color profiles that I'm using more and more depending on, again, on the situation. So I really, really love this camera. This is about it on this real-world review of the Fujifilm X-T3. I hope you like it. If you do, click the like button. If you haven't yet, subscribe to the channel and click that little bell so you can follow the next videos. And I will see you next time. CJ out.